distant kingdom there was a garden unlike any other. At its heart stood a tree that bore apples of pure gold. Every evening the king's men counted the fruit, and every morning one was gone. The king's anger grew. He ordered the gardener to keep watch beneath the shining tree. First went the eldest son, but before midnight sleep claimed him beneath the golden branches. The second tried, yet he too slumbered before dawn. Then came the youngest, brave, humble, and determined. As the clock struck 12, he heard a rustling in the night air. From the starlit sky descended a bird made entirely of gold, radiant as the morning sun. The boy raised his bow and fired. The arrow flew through the moonlight, but the bird was unharmed. Only a single feather drifted down, shimmering like sunlight on water. When the king saw it, he said,
"One feather is not enough. I must have the whole bird."
The eldest son set forth first, seeking the golden bird. Through the quiet woods he went, until a fox crossed his path. The young man drew his bow to shoot, but the fox spoke.
"Do not shoot me. If you spare my life, I will give you counsel. When night falls, you will come upon two inns, one bright and merry, the other poor and still. Stay in the humble one, for there lies your fortune."
But the young man laughed.
What can a fox know of golden birds?
He loosed his arrow. It missed, and the creature vanished among the trees. By nightfall, he reached the two inns. One glowed with song and laughter. Across the road stood a dark, shabby house. He chose the bright lights and the wine, and there he forgot the fox, and soon forgot his quest. Time passed, and the eldest son did not return. No word came, no sign of the golden bird. Then the second son set out to seek his brother, and the bird for himself. Along the same forest path, he too met the fox.
"Do not shoot me," said the creature once more. "I know what you seek. When you come to the two inns, remember my counsel. Stay not in the bright one, but in the poor and quiet house."
But the young man laughed. He had heard this tale before.
"If my brother was lost, it was by his own foolishness,"
he said. So he raised his bow, and again the fox vanished unharmed to the trees. By dusk he reached the village. Through the window of the bright inn he saw his elder brother among the dancers, laughing and feasting as though no quest had ever been. The second son could not resist. He stepped inside, the door closing behind him, and soon he too forgot the bird and his father's house. Time passed, and still neither brother returned. Their father's heart grew heavy with fear and sorrow. Then the youngest son spoke.
"Let me go, father. I will bring back the golden bird."
The gardener trembled.
"My son, your brothers are lost. Do not leave me too."
But the boy's heart could not rest, and at last his father gave his blessing. Through the same forest he rode, yet his eyes were kind and his heart untroubled. There, upon the path, sat the same fox.
"Do not shoot me,"
said the fox.
"I know what you seek."
The young man lowered his bow.
"I will not harm you,"
he said.
"Then I shall help you,"
said the fox.
"Sit upon my tail, and we shall travel faster than the wind."
And with that, the fox ran, over hill and stone, until their hair whistled in the wind. Guided by the fox, the young man rode through forest and field, until at last they came to a castle shining in the morning light. Before its gates lay 100 soldiers, asleep and snoring as if under a spell.
"Take no notice of them,"
whispered the fox.
"Go into the castle, and deep within you will find the golden bird,"
said the fox.
It sits in a wooden cage,
said the fox.
and beside it stands one of solid gold. Touch not the finer one, or you will repent it.
The young man entered, silent as a shadow. There it was, the golden bird, feathers gleaming like firelight, eyes alive with wonder. Close by stood the golden cage, bright as the sun itself.
It would be a shame
He thought.
to carry such a treasure in this rough wooden thing.
He reached out and placed the bird into the golden cage. At once the bird cried out, a sharp, piercing sound that echoed through every hall. The soldiers awoke, and he was seized and brought before the king. The next morning the court sat to judge him, and when all was heard, the king said,
You shall not die, if you can bring me the golden horse that runs as swiftly as the wind.
So the young man was set free and left the castle in sorrow. As he wandered through the forest, his heart was heavy, for he had failed both the fox and himself. Then from the shadows came the familiar voice.
You see now what has happened because you would not listen.
Said the fox.
Yet I will still help you. Go straight on until you reach the castle where the horse stands in his stall. Beside him lies the groom, fast asleep. Take the horse quietly, but place upon him the old leathern saddle, not the golden one that lies close by it.
The young man bowed his head.
This time I will obey.
He said. Then he sat upon the fox's tail once more, and away they went over hill and stone, till their hair whistled in the wind. When night fell, the young man and the fox came to another castle. Its stables were guarded by men asleep, their armor shining faintly in the moonlight.
Go in,
Said the fox.
and you will find the golden horse. By his side lies the groom, fast asleep, and near him stands a golden saddle. Take the horse, but place upon him the old leathern saddle, not the golden one.
The young man nodded.
This time
He whispered.
I will obey.
He entered the stable quietly. There stood the horse, its mane like molten light, its eyes burning bright as stars. But when he looked upon the golden saddle, so finely worked and glimmering with jewels, he thought.
Such a noble beast deserves nothing less.
He reached for it, and the groom awoke. The alarm rang through the castle halls, and again he was taken prisoner. In the morning he was brought before another king, who said,
You shall not die, if you bring me the princess who lives in the golden castle by the sea.
Once again the young man was taken prisoner, and once again the king said,
You shall not die, if you bring me the princess who lives in the golden castle by the sea.
So he went his way, sorrowful and weary. But soon the fox came running beside him.
Why did you not listen?
The fox said.
Had you done so, you would already have both the bird and the horse. Yet I will help you once more. Go straight on, and you will come to a castle by the sea. At midnight the princess goes to the bathhouse. Go to her then, give her a kiss, and she will let you lead her away. But take care, do not let her go to say farewell to her father and mother.
The young man thanked the fox. When midnight came, he saw her, more beautiful than dawn, her hair glimmering like gold. He gave her the kiss, and she followed him willingly. But as they walked toward the gates, she wept and begged.
Let me only say farewell to my father.
The young man hesitated, and at last he consented. And the moment she entered the hall, the guards awoke, and he was taken prisoner once more. The king was furious.
You shall never have my daughter,
He said,
unless in 8 days you remove the hill that blocks the view from my window.
The young man despaired, for the hill was vast and heavy, and the earth itself seemed to mock his strength. For 7 days he labored, but his hands could move only stones, and his heart grew weak with sorrow. Then on the 7th night the fox appeared once more.
Lie down,
Said the fox softly.
sleep, I will work for you.
The young man obeyed, and when the morning light touched the sky, the hill was gone. He ran to the window of the golden castle, and where once had been a mountain, now lay a wide plain filled with flowers. He went to the king and said,
The hill is gone, my lord.
and the king, astonished, could no longer refuse his word. He gave him the princess, and for the first time the young man's heart was full of joy. The king could no longer deny his word, and so he gave the princess to the young man. They set out together, their hearts light at last. But soon the fox appeared once more.
Now,
He said,
we will have all three, the princess, the horse, and the bird.
How can that be?
asked the young man.
Listen carefully.
Said the fox.
When you bring the princess to the king who owns the golden horse, he will rejoice. Mount the horse at once, and take the princess's hand last. Lift her quickly behind you, and gallop away as fast as the wind.
All went as the fox said. When they came to the first castle, the king rejoiced at the sight of the princess, and brought forth the golden horse. The young man took her hand, lifted her to the saddle, and away they flew. Then the fox said,
Now we shall fetch the golden bird. When you come before that king, show him the horse, and he will bring you the bird. Ask to hold it, to see if it is truly the golden one, and when it is in your hands, ride away.
So it happened. The fox waited by the gate with the princess. The young man rode forth, took the bird in his hands, and fled into the forest. They had all three, the bird, the horse, and the princess. And as the sun rose over the treetops, the fox trotted beside them, smiling. At last they rode through the forest, the golden bird singing softly in his hands, the horse swift beneath them, and the princess smiling in the light of morning. Then the fox said,
Now you have all you desired, the bird, the horse, and the princess. But remember what I tell you. Ransom no one from the gallows, and sit down by the side of no river.
I will remember,
said the young man. They rode on until they came to a village, and there was a great noise and crowd of people.
What is the matter?
Two men are to be hanged.
The people answered. When he came nearer, he saw that they were his brothers. They had turned to robbers and were to die. The young man did not think twice. He gave all his gold to buy their freedom. And once more he forgot the fox's words. Together they went on their way until they came to a cool and pleasant wood.
Let us rest here,
said the brothers.
by the side of the river,
said the brothers. The young man agreed, and while he sat by the water, they came behind him, threw him down the bank, and took the princess, the horse, and the bird. They went home to the king, saying,
All this we have won by our own labor.
But the bird would not sing, the horse would not eat, and the princess wept bitterly. The youngest son lay nearly dead at the bottom of the river when the fox came once more.
You did not listen,
said the fox sadly.
Yet I cannot leave you here.
He lowered his tail and pulled the young man from the river.
Your brothers have set a watch to kill you if they find you in the kingdom. But go now, all will be made right.
The young man went secretly to the court, dressed as a poor man. And the moment he entered the hall, the horse began to eat, the bird to sing, and the princess to smile. The truth was known. The false brothers were seized and punished, and the princess was given to him once more. After the old king's death, he became the ruler of the land. And one day, when walking through the forest, he met the fox again. The fox said,
Now my work is done. Kill me and cut off my head and feet.
The young man was horrified.
Never will I harm you,
he said. But the fox pleaded, and at last he did as he was asked. In a moment, the fox was gone, and in his place stood a man, the lost brother of the princess, freed at last from an ancient spell. And so they lived together in peace and joy all the days of their lives. And so the kingdom lived in peace. The golden bird sang each morning, the horse ran free across the fields, and the princess and her king ruled with kindness. Yet sometimes at the edge of the forest, a fox's cry could still be heard, soft and distant, like a memory of wisdom left behind. The young king would smile then, for he knew that no treasure of gold or crown of power was greater than a faithful heart. And so the song of the golden bird became a blessing over the land, a song of hope and the gentle voice of a promise kept.
Fun and you want some more, come and knock on our magic door. Give a little click on the button so red, and keep the